The following podcast is brought to you exclusively by the Rad Rob Radio Network.
Ocho tells you exactly what's going on all the time.
Dr. Ocho, who the is that?
This is PBA champion Kyle Troop.
Hey y'all, Jacob Ledrup here.
Hey guys, Chuck Ritchie here, formerly of Bowl TV.
Hey guys, this is Ryan Schaefer of track staff at Valley Bowling Center in Waverly, New York.
And you're listening to Straight Up 5.
Yo, the boys from Straight Up 5, Rad Rob, Dr. Ocho, and of course,
our good friend Mike Val.
Doesn't have the best hair in the world. I do. Sorry, bud, but you know the deal. Pick it out. Fear the fro, baby.
Welcome to Straight Up 5. A hard-hitting, in-depth, cutting-edge look into the world of bowling. This podcast will not only cover all things bowling, but will also give you a raw look into real-life issues. So without further ado, let's introduce you to the hosts of the show. Rad Rob Francois. Rad Rob Francois. Dr. Ocho. And our special guest co-host, Mike Val.
Hey guys, welcome back to Straight Up 5. It is episode 181. I am your host, Rad Rob Francois. Technical difficulties. New year, same bullshit. Unfortunate. I actually had to play that through screen share, my media player, because Restream is still processing my intro video. And fun fact, I can't even pull up chat on screen, so I have my phone open here to look at the chat, so maybe a little bit delayed, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to bring anything up on screen. It's a cluster. It's a cluster, and I'm sick on top of that, but hopefully the voice holds up for the next half hour. Yep, there we go. But anyway, sorry I can't bring your stuff up on the screen, but I am looking at chat on my phone right now. Let's see what we got in the chat. We got Casey Custer. Sorry for being late, Casey. We got Crambone in the house. We got a resident statistician, Nico Puhar. What's going on, brother? We got Emil. What's up, Bear? What's going on, brother? If I could show you the bullshit that's going on my screen right now. I'm trying to show the chat. Maybe I can show it on stream. Let's see if that works. There we go. Let's just do it that way because it's not working any other way for me. But what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Happy New Year, everybody. Again, this is episode 181. We got a badass guest for you, as always. He has been on the show multiple times with his better half, but it's the first time we've had him on solo. So I'm looking forward to bringing him in. Mike Val's on the road for work, and Dr. Ocho, I don't know where he is. The Steelers won on Sunday, so maybe he's celebrating. I'm not sure if Ocho's ever coming back to the show. Things they be what they be, but I'm the main constant here always. So as long as everything holds up, I'm here to entertain y'all. But let's bring in a very special guest. He is a multi-time PBA Regional Tour winner. He's not on a cruise. He will. I don't think he'll ever be able to one up Elise for that one. But he is a co-star of the Nate and Elise YouTube channel. He is a recent free agent, which is, I'm so excited to talk about this. I saw him. He put up a video a few days ago drilling up a purple hammer and throwing it. And I'm like, what the fuck? What did I just see? And I messaged him. I said, are you a free agent? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, I told him, I said, throwing that purple got me kind of hot. So I'm super excited to talk to him about all that. But Let's bring in the one and only hashtag long Nate Garcia. What's going on, brother? Thanks for being here, man.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good to see you, buddy. Looking great as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just gonna bring my screen down a little bit. How's everything, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro. Yeah, just hanging in there, trying to survive whatever the hell is going around with this sickness.
I mean, you couldn't hear me a couple days ago, so my voice was non-existent. If anybody here watches the vlogs, it was non-existent. I was really trying to, speak into the camera, but I'm feeling a lot better, and yeah, we could talk. So let's chat it up tonight.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's spill the tea, so to speak. So, how did all this happen?
Okay, so obviously, I first want, if I haven't stressed enough already, I want to say thank you to Storm. Incredible company. I was with them since COVID, before COVID started, and incredible 5 years. I've won 5 regional titles with them. So many of their products are just absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to continue to throw them. So the free agency happened. Obviously, the bowling industry is changing every single year, with the PBA getting smaller and smaller, as we know, with sponsors and other things. Companies are forced to make decisions that they don't like to make per se. And that's not, insinuating that I got cut from Storm. I obviously got a contract. As players, we get conversations with our reps and the front office on national staff. So I had my player talk about a month prior to the decision of when the contracts were sent out, and I thought the conversation went very well. And then I got my contract, and it wasn't the things that we spoke about. And I totally understand certain things that they have to do as a company. After, reevaluating the contract, talking it over once again, having multiple conversations, as much as I didn't want to leave Storm, because I absolutely love Storm and I love representing them at the highest level, and it's an honor to wear Storm on my chest, I had to decline the contracts and take a leap of faith, because nothing is promised in this industry. And obviously I felt like I left on good terms. Obviously I fulfilled my contract. Everybody saw that. I was bowling tournaments throughout the entire year up until December 31st. I did not throw any bowling ball that did not have an SPI logo on it. I also continue to wear their logo across my chest and in the bowling centers and everything like that, because I value wearing Storm and throwing their products. So when the new year came up, I just took a leap of faith. Those purple hammers were stuff that we had from our online pro shop, which everybody could go see at nateandelise.com. But I had those just as inventory, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to drill them. And I threw them, and pretty cool. Also, that Raptor Rush was another ball that we had in inventory. I drilled it up, and again, very good ball. When Elise was reviewing it, I'm like, wow, this is probably a really good ball from Motive. So yeah, I just drilled them up. And obviously I'm very grateful for all the companies, Brunswick, Motive, and hopefully Storm, still waiting on their response. But I am now able to promote all of the new products from Brunswick, Motive, and again, hopefully Storm coming up very soon. And yeah, I think it's just a great addition to the channel. Also, I did it as a decision to where, after we had the talks with Motive and Brunswick, it made sense to do that for our channel, because I know a lot of people request, hey, Nate, I wish you could throw this ball. Hey, Nate, I wish you could throw that ball. When are we going to see Nate throw this, throw that? And hopefully it is the right decision, because our audience was asking for it. And now they're able to see both myself and Elise, along with some special guests along the way, to throw these amazing products. So that's kind of how it all went down.
I'm really excited for you. When Elise made that decision to a couple years ago to be a free agent, she seemed to enjoy it. Did you ask her obviously for any input,
Yeah,
before you made the decision?
obviously, sorry about that. Obviously, we are a team, and I think we're one of the best teams, whether in life in general and
For
on
sure.
social media. And um, I had several conversations with her. I said, like, what do you think the best decision is? Like, for me personally, and then, we obviously have our amazing fans on YouTube, and we had to take it into account. Obviously, it's it's not that we want to please people, but what is the best decision for the both of us? And obviously, after we had those conversations, it was best that if the contract wasn't going to be changed, then it was just best to take that leap of faith. And so far, I'm very excited for the future, and I'm very grateful for all of the companies reaching out and being very, very supportive. It truly means a lot.
What are you looking forward to throwing the most? That new Widow Dynasty that came out looks
It is
really sexy.
at home. I was supposed to get it done before I left for team trials, but we had a lot of things come up personally, so I wasn't able to get those done. But I do have some of. If you guys haven't already checked out my social media platforms with Facebook and Instagram, I posted the Hammerhead and the new Deviate Curse, Dark Side Curse, and very exciting pieces to throw, I will say. The obviously the main thing when I went free agent was obviously to try the Purple Hammer. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but back in college, I threw the first generation of Purple Hammers back in 2016. That's when they were released. And when we got them at Weber, we didn't know what the heck we were throwing. Just this purple ball that was supposed to be urethane, but it hooked off the lane. And we all thought it was the first shot. Okay, whatever, urethane hooks a lot. And then we threw it again, and it happened again. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is this thing? And yeah, so really excited to throw those again. Obviously, I'm still going to be throwing some storm stuff. That's what I threw out here at trials. And yeah, it's just I don't have a specific ball that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to drill this up. I'm just excited to see, what shows up at the door and what we can do as a brand in order to promote the bowling balls the best way we can.
Does that make your decision harder as to what to bring to a tournament, since you have obviously endless options for your arsenal?
Yeah, obviously, I'm going to stick with what works. I am not the person that's just going to punch up a bunch of bowling balls just to say I have a bunch of bowling balls and then go to a tournament and I have no idea what to bring. I'm
Right.
going, on stuff that I'm familiar with. I'm going to lean on stuff that's made me a lot of money. I'm going to take practice sessions when we do our videos and stuff like that to understand what the bowling ball is going to do, just like I did, with storm ball reviews. Though that time is for me to practice and also to understand what I'm throwing, so that way I can give the best information to the audience. And then outside of that building, I will take it maybe to a couple tournaments here and there if it works in certain situations. If it doesn't, it's okay. We move on to the next one. In a sense of like what we're going to put into our arsenal. But yeah, I'm just going to lean on stuff that, makes me money. Like I'm still throwing an Idol. I'm still throwing an Emerald. I'm still throwing an Attention Star, Reality Check, you name it. I have those bowling balls that I lean on because I know what they do and I'm not going to steer away from them.
Has Brunsnick given you any advice?
He's awesome, man. We had a great relationship when I was on staff back in 2017 when I graduated. My first contract ever was with DV8, and he was the very first person outside of Chuck Gardner from the company to like open arms and, whatever I needed, he was there. And he has been a great supporter for our channel. He, believed in us from the jump. And obviously, Elise was the first one to do it. And I was just the guy in the background, recording and stuff like that. I would read the information off the box just because Elise doesn't know how to formulate sentences. But it's been great, and he's helped us with suggestions on how to do videos like this and that, how to get some different camera angles, what works in thumbnails, what works in titles and stuff like that. He's been in the game just as long as anybody, and he keeps up with the trends and stuff. So it's been very great, a very great relationship.
He's a great dude. Had him on this show a couple weeks ago. Had him on my other show with Amanda Moore, and yeah, he's just a super dude and so knowledgeable about the sport. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a bowling nerd, which I
Definitely.
love. And every time I talk to him, he always has something different to bring that I never even thought of or heard of before. So
Yeah.
he's always continually learning, whether it's just social media because that's what he does most, for his job, but just bowling in general and being so knowledgeable about the brands of Brunswick. Yeah, he's a great friend and a great asset to have. That being said, how was your 2025?
My 2025 was I can't complain really. There's some personal things that happened I won't get into, but overall I am at peace. I thought that 2025 was a big year for learning, even though we had like so many great things happen. To start off the year, I finished second at a regional to one of my great friends, CJ Petrin. He was able to win his first regional title, and we were bowling for the title. So that was really, really cool. So many other highlights, and there was some things, some growing pains that I had both on and off the lanes. And I was able to hit a couple goals that I had. Like, I started out the year hot with like winning 3 out of 4 tournaments in January or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to win 12 tournaments this year. I want to win average 1 tournament win a month. And I ended up getting 13, which is really, really cool. It's not just in Florida. We went outside the state. We won in Georgia. We won somewhere else. But yeah, like there was just so many great things. And on the YouTube side, so grateful for the fan base that we have and just the constant support. We hit 40,000 in December, which was absolutely insane. I tell this story all the time to Elise that, I never thought we would get to the point where we were at today. I also remember hitting a video that we did, and Elise is like in the first 2 minutes, like, oh my gosh, we hit 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and then I see the pinnacle of like the bowling industry and like who has channels and stuff and their subscribers. And I'm like, man, it would be nice, but 5,000 is crazy. Like, I didn't even think this many people would watch. And now, we're 4 years into this and we're at 40, and it's been an amazing ride. And I'm so thankful for everyone that supports, everybody that comes up and says hi when we're in different bowling centers, like all the people out here at team trials, they've said hi. All the support we have, all the support we have online, the constant messages. It's just been amazing. So 2025 in a nutshell was growing pains, knowing who your true friends are, and leaning on the people that really care about you and continuing to put in the hard work, because eventually it's going to be recognized.
What are you looking forward to most this year? Has PBA even put the schedule out yet? I haven't even, honestly,
There is
haven't looked.
online. It does not contain the World Series, I believe.
Okay.
But the schedule is online. Also, the regional schedule, surprisingly, is already partially out. I'm going to pull it up while I have you here, because I haven't seen it, but I saw a Facebook post today saying that the first like 5 regionals were already posted. And I'm like, oh, wow, we're moving quick. So it looks like the regional season for the champions, let's see. Oh, wait. No, it's all non-champions right now. So they have February 27th is the non-champs at St. Lucie Lanes. the PBA and PBA 50. Then they have back-to-back PBA 50 regionals, actually 3 weekends in a row in March. And and then April is another non-champs and a PBA 50 non-champs. So
okay, so you don't really know what you're going to be bowling this year yet?
Yeah, don't know yet. National schedule is out. I know I'm in the Masters, so that is obviously on the schedule. And I do have a flight to go to the Players Championships, but I am not sure yet.
Well, I know we had this chat a couple years ago about, doing a limited schedule because, it's just so hard to go through the qualifiers every week.
Yeah.
Do you ever see that changing? Do you ever see them going to different formats?
I honestly thought that this was going to be the year, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to open up the fields again because the participation in the PBA national tour wise keeps getting lower. It doesn't make it. I think that the biggest problem was having the tour trials. It seemed like such a great idea, and then it happened, and then it happened. Like,
right.
Happened, and everyone saw what it was, and then we're like, where's all this money going and stuff like that. And then there was like 100+ people trying out for 10 spots, and it's just like, man. And then obviously, the PTQs, they do have some popularity in the sense of like people going out chasing it, but it's getting old. And having the conversations with all the PTQ guys, and I'm not saying everyone deserves to have an entry into the main event of a PBA stop, but I feel like if you're a regional champion or a multi-regional champion, you should be allowed to compete in the main field.
Agreed.
And I hate that in our sport there are people that literally see a PBA regional win, a regular win, as like winning a sweeper. They're just as hard. We're bowling against the guys that are on the national tour. It may not be all of them at once, but every single region, there's at least a couple national guys that are bowling in the regionals, and you have to get through them in order to win. So I don't like that we downplay regionals, especially because the regional system, I feel like, funds the national tour. Like, right. There's so many people, especially in the South, we have like an average of 70 guys bowling every single time there's a regional in the South.
Yep.
And so, but that's just my take on it. I hate that there's PTQs, but it is what it is. And I'm sure that one day it's going to change, or unfortunately we may not see the PBA in the future. And that's so sad to say, but I grew up watching on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whenever it was, watching Tommy Jones, Walter Ray, Norm Duke, the legends of our sport, Pete Weber, bowling in these amazing venues in this stadium, and where they were that week and all of that stuff. I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to go to Six Flags and bowl on the lanes outside or whatever.
Right.
And it's not like that. So
yeah, it's unfortunate, and I know Tom Clark's trying to do his best to try to keep it afloat, and try to come up with new and innovative ways to get more people to the sport. But I do agree. I've always, to me, the PBA has always been kind of, I don't want to say the bar is too low, like anybody can get a PBA card, but I mean, honestly, what is it, 210 is your average? I mean, 210, and then is it 200?
I'm pretty sure it's 200. I can't remember. It is 200, right? And your tour is 190? Yeah. So it's 200.
If you want the best in the world to show up, obviously you think you would raise the bar and make it something that you want to achieve. Like, I want to be one of the best of the best. I want to get my PBA card.
Yeah.
I've always thought the bar was way too low.
Even with it being 200 or whatever it was, when because at the time too, like non-members had to average over 200 or whatever it was. So my very first regional, like I'm like, oh, I finally averaged over 200. I'm like at 205 or 210 or whatever it was. And I bowled my first regional. I had no clue what the heck's going on. I just know I bowled 8 games. And I was ecstatic that I went plus in an 8-game block. And then I don't even know where the heck I was in the standings. I didn't cash, but I'm like, wow, that was cool. And I got to bowl, you know, with all these pros. And my very first regional, you know, Walter did kind of yell at me because I had no idea what the lane courtesy was or whatever the heck it was. But I don't freaking know. Like, you know, and it doesn't really bother me. Like, you know, if somebody like just goes, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna step off on the approach. Whenever they're done, I'm just gonna go. So,
Right. That's funny. I mean, it's always a learning curve, especially when you're younger.
Right.
But being around as long as you have, you think by now there would have been some changes.
Yeah.
And look, the best of the best are still going to be on TV every week. There is a very, I don't want to say there's a large pool of talent because there is, but we're talking top level. EJ, Simo, Belmo, Kyle.
Yeah.
You don't have 50 guys that are that good that can get through every single week. So I do kind of understand why there's limits like the PTQ. And so many guys like Kim Balabi, almost gave it up a couple years ago. Like it's just that hard. It's got to be discouraging because you're good. You have the ability to compete with everybody else. But
Really?
it's just there's so many hoops that you have to go through for so little spots.
Yeah. It's just like, and there's not enough money in it in order to like
grind it out,
do it year after year after year in the position. Like there's so, I hate referring to it, but obviously these guys are great now. But when Simo, EJ, Kyle, those guys were growing up, and that era specifically, like the younger middle generation, they didn't have to bowl PTQs.
Yeah.
I was on the tail end of that when they had extra frame stops. They were begging people to bowl. Like I'll never forget it. I bowled the stop in Delaware at Mid-County Lanes when it was an extra frame stop. I think there was like 67 people on the national tour, like 67 people at this extra frame stop, and they paid 10,000. And I got a check, but I got a check, but I'm like, now they were begging people to bowl. And, now with just how it's, I don't know. I hate to see it that way. And I think that it started to go, to PTQs because of the squad equity thing. But I'm not going to speak on anything negative, but I think there was several different things going on behind the scenes of squad to squad that made it significantly different one squad to the other. Because I never see an issue on the PBA Regional Tour when it comes to squad. It's usually pretty even. There's never a squad where you lead it or you're in the top 3 and you don't make it to Sunday. Like, just doesn't happen like that. Yeah. So, like I feel like there is a way, and obviously there are going to be a couple tournaments this year where there's 2 different squads. So it's all about how they spread everybody out and put people on each squad, versus having, the top 10 in points on one squad and then the other people on the next squad. There's going to be a difference, but there's a way to spread it out.
I mean, there's so many good tournament directors out there, and you've bowled all kinds of different tournaments off of the tour. I don't see why, if you have a card, why you just can't pay your entry fee and bowl. Like, why put a cap to how many people can bowl in a tournament overall? But it should be first come, first serve. Whoever signs up within the time limit, there's a cutoff, and that's who you take for that particular week. I don't know why that's such a novel idea. It just seems like the easiest thing to do.
I think that there should be obviously a requirement and some type of priority. Obviously, the top 75 in points, that's fine. That's what they're doing year, top 75 in points, any multi-regional champion, and then open it up to everybody else. Like,
however many spots are left, first
Sure.
come, first serve. Whoever gets there fast enough gets the spot. That's what it should be. I mean, that's
exactly, because not all the guys, are going to bowl. There's going to be people that drop out with injuries. There's going to be people that aren't bowling that year because of whatever personal reasons.
Sure.
But, there should be an equal opportunity to bowl. And I get it. I understand the PBA National Tour is the pinnacle. But eventually the guys that, are complaining saying, oh, well, I didn't have to do this back in the day. Like, I had to bowl rabbit squads. Okay, great. Like,
right.
Now you're on your way out. Now you're, and I'm no one to say like anybody's garbage. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it. But the amount of years that you're going to be bowling left on tour is not many. So if you're, on the tail end of like, getting out of the national tour, like, it's not that your opinion doesn't matter, but it's like the PBA needs to grow again. The PBA needs its stars. The PBA needs those new faces. And how are you going to do that with the current way that we're doing things? It's not going to allow new faces to come in. Like, just imagine growing up your whole life. You're like, oh my gosh, like I can't wait to bowl on tour. And you come out of college and you may not be that guy like myself that was an All-American because I didn't bowl every frame, or, somebody that had a chance to win Player of the Year because now they're doing the top 3 kids from college because Spencer Robards has an exemption to be in some tournaments and stuff, which is great. He deserves it. But just imagine if you had to come out just like middle average guy, but had some success in college, and you have to bowl all of these PTQs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I get getting your face kicked in, but having to bowl 8 games or 7 games, whatever it is, and out of 100 people, they're going to cut to 9. Like, that, and then on top of that, when you make it through, then you got to pay the other part of the 250. So you got to pay 500, and then you got to go to a practice session, and then you got to go bowl however many games of qualifying. You're already at a disadvantage because you're bowling all those games, barely have any rest. You're on your feet for 6-7 hours that day. I hate that I just said 6-7, but it's it's the truth. Like, you're on your feet for that long, and then you're supposed to expect this guy to make it through and bowl when he's already 7 or 8 games behind.
Which, I mean, you're going to have your guys like Boog, like D-Ron, like Eric Jones, that do make it through there and end up winning. And that's great for TV, right? It's a great story.
Yeah.
And it does make for good drama, but again, it doesn't happen that often.
No.
And it's I know Tom Clark has been on the show before, and I'm not sure if he still watches, but Tom, if you're ever listening, or if anybody wants to get this to Tom, get with Bolero, change the shit, make it easier for guys like Nate, who has all the talent in the world, but doesn't have the opportunities to look. I've had guys in the show that say I don't want to go national because I make more money regional or I make more money local, and there's no incentive for me to go grind it out unless you get lucky, and win a major or get exemptions for the next year.
Sure.
Those are very, very, very few and far between. So I get it, dude. And I, as a long time lover of the sport for the last, 40 something years, I hate to see it. I mean, but the PBA has gone through many changes, whether it's, back from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You had the weird Microsoft period. You said you had the extra frame period. There was some very lean years when it comes to the PBA.
Mm-hmm.
And having Fox, you think would have given them bigger exposure, but as we saw with programming, they're extending a meaningless fucking college basketball game to delay the start of a PBA tournament. Like, who gives a fuck? Or you have 17 channels, put it on another fucking channel and say, here, go here until this game's over, then come back. I feel bowling never took a priority with Fox. And we'll see what happens with the CW. People are excited about it, but again, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Obviously, I wish all the best, and we can't do anything about the past, but we can learn from it and go into the future with bigger and better ideas. So we'll see how CEW works out.
You've actually had a great time getting some sponsors too. You want to talk about the contracts you were able to get last year?
As what you were referring to, I'm a little confused. I'm sorry.
Did you not get some sponsors for or some contracts last year for promoting on social media and whatnot?
Yeah, we worked with several different people. There's Timu wants to work with us again, so that's really exciting. We got to work with them in a 24-hour challenge that we spent an entire 24 hours in a bowling center, and then we're the main sponsor of the video. Also, that over there, I don't know if I'm below you or not, but Fat Boy Waffles right over there.
Yes, we love Fat Boy.
My guy Eric, he's awesome.
Yes.
We haven't done one in a while, but we're going to do a collab hopefully soon. So Eric, if you are watching, I'm very excited for our next collab. But we've worked together. He's great. His waffles are great.
Yes, they are.
Great job. I will be doing a waffle here in about 16 minutes. So anyway, come over to YouTube and check out our Waffle Wednesday. That's what we do on Wednesdays. But also DH Lab. We're in the works of something big this year, but they have been a great partner of the channel. Their chamois are fantastic. We've had a lot of great things come out working with DH Lab. So they are awesome. And if you want to check them out, the link is in any of our videos towards the bottom. They are fantastic. So a lot of great people that we worked with, personal sponsors this coming year. Turbo obviously has been amazing. This is going to be year number 2 with them. So absolutely loving the Turbo products. And yeah, so I'm just very thankful for all the companies that we've worked with and the companies that are sticking by us through thick and thin and believe in our vision.
So your wife gets a lot of, let's say, fuck it, a lot of idiots on her social media commenting. I call it the way it is. There's some stupid fucking people out there. And I like the fact that she'll screenshot it and post some of the stupid shit that they say online and then roast them.
Yeah.
From your vantage point, being her husband, does any of that bother you? Do you want to like go back after those assholes?
Absolutely not. There's some times where like I get on there just to like roast a little bit, but it is so funny. And you know what's crazy is that when she does screenshot or whatever, she has such amazing fans that they'll just tell the idiot to shut up and like care of the heavy lifting, which we're really appreciative as long as it doesn't get to a point where it's like serious. But you know, it's hilarious to me, and she's such a great sport about everything. And when she reads some of them to me, like we just both start laughing and continue to comment because
it drives engagements, right?
It puts money in her pocket, so I appreciate it.
Have you guys ever thought about putting a segment on the YouTube channel about just story time with Elise and just go through some of the comments and just respond to those fuckheads?
Well, I think you just gave her an idea.
Boom. There you go.
I might make an appearance one day.
I think it'd be entertaining. I think a lot of people would like to see that. I mean, just torch people.
There's so many.
And that'll improve your engagement because maybe more people want to comment and make the channel, like my imbecile of the week. Like just
there's so many that we would probably have to like get somebody to just be like, hey, we'll slide you some money if you best comments of the week because there's about so.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I and look, it's like anything in life. You can scroll through any post on Facebook or whatever, and there's always going to be 1 or 2 or 10 or 12 of those assholes in the crowd. Yeah. But for the most part, both of you have a really, really good following. And that's just testament to your character and the quality stuff that you guys put out because you're always being real and real will recognize real.
Thank you.
And I've always thought you guys were the most entertaining on YouTube because there's not many bowling channels out there, and you always have to find a way to stand out and make yourself different. Especially with like ball reviews, because anybody can go out there and do a ball review and throw 15 strikes and say this is the greatest ball ever.
Bro, like growing up, I always thought ball reviews were really cool. I would always watch. It was I think it was Buddies or bowlingball.com. It might have been. This guy, I don't want to name drop, but his name is like Tony Rucco or something like that. Whoever ball videos he did, I'm pretty sure. Like if you look at their most popular video, I don't know what it is, but I'm probably 10,000 views of that because I thought it was the coolest thing. Growing up, just seeing the ball go down the lane and like, oh, people like, people promote bowling balls. Like, that's so cool, whatever. But as I gotten older, when I watch these videos, I'm like, God, I could fall asleep to this. Like, it's just, okay, watch me throw this shot, 10, like just strike. Yeah, this ball's really good. Maybe that one isn't. Like,
Right.
because you show nothing but strikes, that doesn't mean like, it's, whatever. And when we do our ball reviews, it's like, we don't want to just, hey, let's just put all the strikes in and let's say it's a great ball. That's boring. So like, we make it different. We challenge each other. We bring people on to like, a match, or we do a challenge of 15. How many can we do out of 15 strikes, or, 2-game total, or we started doing, gamble our YouTube paychecks, where if we didn't hit a number, then one of our fans gets the money off of that video.
Yeah.
So just try to keep it interesting and engaging, for the people that are watching, which we're grateful for. If they do watch it, even for a second, thank you so much for stopping by. Like, we just want to deliver what's out, like the best content out there. And what is the point of being fake? What is the point of being something different on camera than in person? Because you're going to run into that person eventually. And if they meet you and you're nothing like you are on camera, what's the point? You're putting up this false image, and then you're going to have people comment and go back and be like, well, you treated me like shit, and I thought you were, this really cool person online, and, and now you lost a fan because, you just put on a persona in front of the camera. I just try to keep it real. Like, even with our vlogs, like, you see the good and the bad. You see I'm throwing a little bit of a fit because I'm like throwing it bad, or, I didn't get the result I wanted, or I got a bad break. But you're also going to see the goofy side of me when I send a log and I want to pull my pants down because I'm just like that excited or whatever,
Right.
or yelling for my teammates when we're doing well. Like, that's just who I am.
I like watching you get fired up at tournaments, when
I-
somebody strikes to win. Like, you're a great cheerleader too when it comes to that. Like, it seems to me like you like bowling team or doubles more than singles.
Give me doubles, trios, 4-man, 5-man, any day of the week. I love being a part of a team. That's why I wanted to go bowling college. Like, I love team bowling. It is nothing better. And it's also more rewarding for me, at least, that if I had anything to do with someone else's success, I feel way more happy than me bowling 300. Like, it's just so cool to help somebody in that aha moment happen, or, hey, let's make this move. Like, I think this can work for you. Like, if just most recently, the example of me and AJ bowling in Atlanta. It was the singles portion of the event. I led, but I got bounced the first round, and then I watched AJ the rest of the time, and he made it all the way through to the final four. We obviously had conversations, of like, hey, what ball should I throw, this, that, or whatever. And I was able to like say, yeah, this ball looks really good on this pair versus the other one, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And, it came to an important part of the match where he had a chance to win if he threw the first strike in the 10th. And he 6-7-9'd, and his opponent 3-7'd.
Wow.
So the guy picks up the 3-7. So AJ needs to make the 6-7-9. And I talked to him and I'm like, hey, bro, like, you really have to like cut it thin on this. Like, you got to slow hook and you got to cut it thin. I don't know where exactly like you're lining up, but obviously you use the friction, slow it down, cut it in, and whatever. He makes it. The crowd goes bananas. Like, you can see it, the videos on our YouTube. Everybody went insane. I went out on the approach. I'm going crazy, yelling, whatever. And then the guy has to strike, and obviously he buried it, but AJ finished second. And he made that spare to have a chance if that guy missed. So
Yeah, it was really cool.
I have so much fun, and just like, so many team tournaments coming up. Like, I can't wait for the end of February. Like, we're going to have all the guys coming back down to Florida, bowling a big team tournament over 3 weekends. It's going to be insane. And, just recently I got to bowl holiday doubles with Brandon Bone, and
dude, Brandon's a killer. That was my next question. Like,
yeah,
he's a bona fide stud, dude.
I love that kid. The whole Bone family has been good friends. I've been good friends of theirs, and we just have great chemistry on the lanes, and it's just been nothing but a great time bowling with them. So,
Nick's in the house said, Phil's got better angles than this guest.
I mean, he doesn't look as good though.
That's true. No, you're Brandon is such a good kid, and yeah, the whole family's great. But he just has that killer instinct, and self-admittedly doesn't know much about layouts or anything, like when it comes to text and spec like that. But he just says, this is the look that I want, and drill it that way. And Buddies does a good job with that, and he just goes out there and kills it. What do you expect from him coming up here next couple of years?
I mean, that kid is going to have so much success. Sky's the limit for him. He has a great head on his shoulders, as long as he hangs out with the right people, and which he doesn't have a problem doing, and just continue to work as hard as he works. He's going to be an absolute stud. I'm nothing but happy for the kid. I consider him a brother, and every time that I get to share the lanes with him, it's special. So,
well, I love watching you guys bowl together, and I also love the fact that you live stream a lot of your tournaments too. It's really cool to see qualifying and stuff like that. And I know Robert Smith, will do the same thing with his leagues and all that. I wish more bowlers would do that, because it's fun to watch. It's not something that we get to see unless we're actually there. So I've always enjoyed watching you guys doing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that do it on TikTok. A couple guys in Florida, they live stream their leagues a lot. And honestly, it was just something that the YouTube space wasn't doing a lot. There was a couple people doing it earlier. I want to say, wow, I mean, it's been so long. I want to say like 2-3 years ago, there was a couple of people doing it. We started doing it, man, I want to say like almost towards the end of our first year. Like, we really started like doing that, because in the very beginning, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to freaking set up a live stream, keep up with that, and then
right.
And then people just started flooding in and watching, and it's been so cool. I'm very, very grateful for people that take the time to watch me bowl on camera in the bowling center. It's just an amazing community that we've built up, and it's crazy. Like I said, I'm very grateful. If I'm not mistaken, we have to be the #1 live stream on YouTube when it comes to live streaming tournaments and stuff like that. And it's just really cool. It's really cool to see all the people come back, watch every single stream. There's a couple people that I know by a username at this point because of how many times they've showed up and they stay and watch. It's really, really cool.
It's good for watch hours too. It definitely helps your analytics.
You don't make a lot off live streams, but again, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it just because it brings people into the channel. If that's their first time seeing a live stream and they subscribe, that's all I care about. That's amazing. Like I said, we just want to bring the best content on the internet. Not a lot of people in the bowling industry are doing it when it comes to live streaming and stuff like that. So we just want to bring another form of entertainment to the people that care about us.
Well, we definitely appreciate all the content and all the hard work you guys do and all the stuff you put out. How's Elise doing with her back and all that? Is she doing better?
Right now, she's battling kind of the same thing that I am, trying to get over whatever the heck this is, and a little bit of sore throat, but she's resting, and she's enjoying her day off right now because she's been filming all week, which has been amazing. And I've been editing this last part of the vlog right in front of me, along with some other great content that's coming out soon. So yeah, we're trying to stay busy and continuing to put out great content for everybody.
At some point, let's say you get 100,000, 200,000 subscribers, would you farm out the editing to somebody else, or do you enjoy doing that?
The thing is like our channel, and I'm not saying anyone else isn't, but our channel started from Elise having a dream.
Right.
She is the visionary behind this channel, and I will forever say, like, she's the main reason we are here today. I obviously have taken a big role in editing and doing live streams for tournaments and doing the vlogs and stuff like that. But it's authentic. It's from two people that started from the very beginning. And the minute that we give that up, I think it becomes unauthentic. It's somebody putting their spin on it. If it ever got to a point where maybe it's millions and millions and millions of, subscribers, and there's so many things that we need to build a team in order to keep up with everybody, so that way everybody has an equal interaction to us, maybe. But I don't see that happening, because we love what we do, and we want the same person that sees the videos, that when they see us, it's the same interaction.
I love that, dude. And I had a feeling you were going to say that. It was kind of a loaded question, but I do love that. And you get to control your vision. You and Elise get to do whatever you want, however you see your content go. Just like Justin Bone with with his channel, the Bone Legacy. I can't see him giving up to anybody else either, because
he loves it.
He loves it, and he knows where he wants the channel to go, and I love that about you guys. So that was a sexy answer. I'm just saying. But anyways, it's 9:00, so I know you got to get to your other stuff, so I appreciate you being here, man. Just shout out your socials, your page, and anything you want to promote coming up, or just let people know where to find you.
Yeah, obviously, Rob, thank you so much for everything that you do. Not only for yourself, the channel that you're creating, but thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you for everything that you do for any of your guests on your channel. This is your show, bud, and people come here to watch you and what you bring to the table. So keep working hard. We're big fans, and we can't thank you enough for having us on back whenever you need somebody or you want someone to talk to. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If you guys want to follow me, Nate Garcia on Facebook, Nate_Garcia_03 on Instagram. I have a TikTok if you want to go check that out. Nate Garcia. And obviously our YouTube, Nate and Elise. And we have an online pro shop. So if you want any new bowling balls, anything bowling related, we have it. Go check out nateandelise.com. It just helps support the channel. And obviously we want to give you guys the best products on the market for some of the cheapest prices around. So you can go check it out. We run some specials here and there. We have some mystery boxes, all that good stuff. Go check it out if you guys want. We really appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the love, Rob. You continue to support us. Just thank you so much. Like, seriously, we don't do this stuff for the money. We do it because we enjoy it.
That's exactly right. And if I never made a dime off of this, I've gotten to speak with guys like you and people like your wife and the guys I grew up watching on TV as a kid. And it's just, it's been a dream of mine to do. And I always appreciate you and Elise and you coming on short notice. And I know you're so busy and I got a lot going on, but thank you for the kind words, bro. And man, I'll keep in touch with you, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the next year. So
really appreciate it, bro. I always make time for my friends. So
thanks, man. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good night and hope Elise feels better. And we'll keep in touch.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Take care.
All right, guys. That is PBA pro Nate Garcia. Such a good dude. Him and his wife do so much for the business and really understand social media and the impact it has on trying to grow the sport. And I wish more bowlers would do that. I wish, especially your top tier guys. We see Belmont do it. We see Kyle Troop has put out a lot of stuff on his own page now on Facebook. But I really do. They're independent contractors. This is their job. They should do a better job of promoting the sport and trying to grow their brand. Especially with Instagram and TikTok, people love the doom scroll. And if you put out entertaining content in a 30, 45-second video, it would do wonders to kind of grow new eyes on the sport. It's a small niche market when it comes to other sports, but it's one of the most real. Like every bowler I've ever come into contact with, past, present, or future stars have always been salt of the earth, have always been super down to earth, the blue collar sport. It's always been that way. They've always been approachable, and that's one thing I love about bowling. Is it's pretty much the everyman sport. And so many talented bowlers out there don't get the chance to make it on tour. Mike Lichtenstein was one of them. If Mike Lichtenstein ever decided to go pro, I have no doubt he would have been the greatest of all time. But there's bowlers that just like to bowl regionally or bowl locally. And again, in today's society of PBA and stuff like that, as we talked about earlier, there's just not enough money into it to grind it out and tour and go on tour until they change some of the things that they do or restrictions. But in any event, great to have Nate on the show. I need to take care of my voice. I'm going to go get some tea and honey and hopefully kick whatever's going around. I feel bad for my wife who's had this for 3 weeks and took a steroid shot and antibiotics and still feels like crap. And on the personal front, I had a job interview today, which hopefully looks very, very promising. I've been out of work since July of last year when I got laid off after 9 years. So I've actually got 3 interviews this week, and I'm itching to get back to work. But regardless, I'll still be here to provide content for you guys every single week, whether Mike shows up or Ocho shows up or if it's just me. I love this show no matter what, and I love speaking to friends like Nate and all the other great people we've had on this show. So I'm sure I will find somebody for next week. I always fly by the seat of my pants. As a dispatcher, that's just how I do business. The best laid plans always go awry. So I don't like to book people in advance because if something ever comes up and they cancel, I've already promoted it. So that's kind of why I go week to week. But in any event, I'm rambling now. Guys, appreciate your support. Thank you to everybody that hung out tonight. Technical difficulties in the beginning, not being able to get chat pulled up. I had to put it on the screen when I usually highlight your messages, but it's good to see everybody here, our regulars in the chat tonight. And we appreciate you. 2026 hopefully will be a banner year for myself and this show. And you never know what's going to happen. But thanks, guys. We appreciate you. We will see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this edition of Straight Up 5. You can follow the show on Twitter at Straight Up 5 Pod. Follow Rad Rob at Rad Rob Gaming. And follow Dr. Ocho at the Dr. Ocho. Got a question? Send your questions to straightUp5podcast@gmail.com. We'll see you next time for another edition of Straight Up 5. Right here on the Red